that and to be able to do it the same way. You have to understand that Algeria was a state-oriented economy, and it was difficult at the beginning, to have your own business. Algeria has changed since, I would say, 2000, because that's when we ended up the political problems that we had in the 90s, where it was difficult, and we had a lot of terrorism, and it was difficult to build a real state with a stable state. So after 2000, it got much better, and that's where you have seen different entrepreneurs, different environment, a different ecosystem, and with the help also of the state, because they have a lot of incentives. They give a lot of incentives to promote the entrepreneurship. Imagine that in Algeria you can get $110,000 as a loan with the state guarantee. That basically, with a business plan, you can go to the bank and ask for $110,000. You won't have that in any other country in the world. So we're spoiled. We're spoiled, and that's good, because we come from very far away. We come from a state-owned economy to a more market economy, and it takes time. It takes time to change the way of thinking. It takes time to change the conservatism that we can have in people have. So that's why with all the incentives and all we do, as Mehdi Bendimerad, we do a lot of things, to promote the entrepreneurship, to change the environment, to change the ecosystem. We have done the GW, the Global Entrepreneurship Week, and it was very successful. So with all the activities that are done in the country in the past years, we're seeing a new society. And you have seen before me, there was Mr. Ali Haddad. He came also, he started with 2 people. He has more than 15,000 people working, employees in his company. That means that you can be successful, because an entrepreneur is a born leader. When he starts, he doesn't stop, even though he can be stuck with the bureaucracy burden, which is very strong in Algeria. However, as the employees organization, also in the employees organization in Algeria, the FCE, we are debating, we are counseling the government to change this environment and to promote a new society based on work. And that's what, and I have to say to the audience that we wake up very early in the morning, and we start to work very early, and we finish very late every single day, and sometimes without any weekend, even if we are spoiled with Mother Nature and with all things that we have in Algeria. One other thing maybe I could point out is when we started this initiative about the Mehdi Bendimerad, I wanted to say that it was my dream, because it was my dream, first of all, because it was with the US, one of the countries I like the most, and Algeria, and also with this regional cooperation between Tunisia and Morocco, and maybe Libya and Mauritania, which would be the great, North Africa, the great Maghreb. So we started to do and to implement and to have more relationship, and it worked very good between the US and Algeria, and we're very happy about that, because that's what we were looking for. But among the Maghrebins, it didn't work. Maybe we didn't open our hearts enough from Algeria, from Moroccans, from Tunisians, but this is what I'm asking again. Please help us to make it work this time. Because if it doesn't work on the political side, it would work maybe on the economic side, And this, if everybody makes a little bit of effort on that, it could work out.
Mehdi, thank you, because what we're seeing today, usually in the past, we would have the bureaucrats of Algeria come and speak, and they represented state companies. And Algeria, we heard today from Ali Haddad, wants to become the biggest economic power in North Africa, and we are happy. because they are our neighbor. And to see businessmen, entrepreneurs such as yourself, having brought this new technique of construction, I'm going to ask you questions. Do you feel that the reforms that Algeria has implemented after the difficult years of terrorism, and we have to compliment that the people of Algeria have been able to go through that? We have also this issue here, certainly at a much lesser problem because of the dialogue that was instaured between the leaders of the political parties. But do you feel that the unemployment, because Algeria still has a big unemployment of the youth, so there's a contradiction, since we're always crying, we Tunisians, we don't have the money, we don't have the money, we don't have the money, right? You have the money. Why is it that still the unemployment, I know it's getting better, and yes, you're the only country where you can get $110,000, which is fantastic, to build a house. And we do also know that an economy goes well when people are building houses and buildings. That's the first temperature of wealth of a country. And you're in this key sector, and building in Algeria, all you have to do is drive through and you'll see new buildings everywhere. So do you feel that the money that the country has, the new entrepreneurs that you have, the reforms that you are implementing, you will be seeing the fruit of reducing unemployment, because this will be a benchmark for us. And in a certain way, the trade facilities between Tunisia and Algeria, which some of our businessmen are criticizing sometimes, do you see that as the good direction of the Maghreb economically?
Yeah, maybe I wasn't clear. When I said $110,000, it was to start up a business.
Yes, to business, I'm sorry, not to build. You're right.
Well, the thing is, yeah, you're right. I mean, the employment rate is very high, I mean, comparing to other countries. But you have to understand that we have also a lot of people working in the informal sector. So what we are doing right now, and we're counseling the government on that, because sometimes they don't even know. I mean, they don't know how to make it to work the right way. And that's what we're seeing, that they open on that, they open to have new ideas. And what we try to do on that is to transfer, you know, in the right way, the informal people to the formal, with giving them incentives, you know, not paying taxes for years, you know, to be back, you know, with having a business license. So all these people that are not counted on the employment rate are still working. So what I'm seeing back in, I'm seeing a new society, and it takes time, you know, it takes time because to change the whole environment, to have it more structured, more efficient, it takes a little time. And the good thing about that is we're seeing an open government, and government is who's asking how can we do to make it better, and that's, as an employer organization, that's what we do. We have seen more than 20 ministers in the past month. So on each one we have said, this is where you should make reforms, this is where you should go. And sometimes it takes time, but when you're lobbying that every single time, and that's what we're doing too, you know, when we go on medias, when we go on forums, that's where we're lobbying about the way we want to go.
And they are receptive? You find them to be...
They're very receptive.
And
sometimes also for them it takes a little time, you know, to move forward. But then at the end we see that they're willing to do something. So that's the right way.
Thank you. Badreddin, I'm sorry.